this morning. I have already been up and able to, I've spoken with some beautiful souls, and I'm watching God's plan come together as all of the puzzle pieces are slotting together, and I am continually being carried and continually being guided, and I'm continually instilling true vision and true sight and true knowledge within myself by accepting my part as a child of God, as a soul, to bring here the truths of who we really are. And wow, life is amazing. It's really, really miraculous. And I'm thankful that today we have a lesson. That is lesson 159. I give the miracles I have received. And I look forward to sharing this lesson with all of you and seeing what it is that we can take from it and how it is that we can relay our new understandings and what we have learned today and watch it be taught to us in our experience. I know I've mentioned many times before that as I read these course lessons in the morning, the remainder of the day, I'm always given an experience of the lesson that I have learned. So I'm thankful for the lesson today and having all of you on board with me. So, as we close our eyes and center ourselves here for a moment, I bring stillness into my mind and into my heart. And I use these days and these moments of sharing with all of you as an opportunity for me to trust and to stand back and to allow the Holy Spirit to speak through me. I'm thankful for allowing all of my words to be chosen for me so that I no longer have to think about what it is that I'm going to share or teach or express, but instead I remain in that constant stability of perfect faith and a perfect trust and the divinity that is all around us and within us, that my true divine mind will provide me with the words, the symbols, the stories, the experiences that are needing to be shared with all of my brothers and sisters at the perfect time that they are to hear this lesson today. I trust the process, and I'm thankful for being able to see that as I step back out of my own way, that God speaks through me. And I know that by me shining my own light, it allows others to feel comfortable in shining their own. And together, as we shine our lights as one in the direction of our Creator on behalf of all of humanity, then we are bringing forward this world of peace, in which until this point we have sought outside of ourselves, but now know that the true answers are within ourselves, and that we may look at our fearful thoughts and doubtful thoughts and see past them to the light of who we are. And then by doing so within our own minds, we can see past the darkness and the doubts and the fears and the worries of our brothers and see to the light in them only. And as this experience happens, we welcome miracles in the minds of both of us, joining in union our one mind that joins us with our Creator, so that we may bring the truths of who we are through us to this world, and we share it and give it to the world. Thank you, God, for these truths of true reality. I'm thankful that these laws of God, beyond any other laws in the world, are true. Because truth is true, illusions are never true, and I'm ready here today to speak this truth on behalf of you to everyone who's ready to listen. So here we go. No one can give you what he has not received. To give a thing requires first you have it in your own possession. Here the laws of heaven and the world agree. But here they are also separate. The world believes that to possess a thing it must be kept. Salvation teaches otherwise. To give is how to recognize you have received. It is the proof that what you have is yours. Boom, the golden rule in the first paragraph of this beautiful lesson today. I give the miracles I have received. This is the biggest lesson that I have learned throughout my journey. Okay. Is that even though I wasn't quite sure how to help these people at the beginning, If I went there with the intentions of being helpful, and I allowed myself to trust myself in the moment of being helpful, then I became this vessel of communication and healing. And that through me, the answers would come, and I would share these with my brother. And in them being accepted by my brother, they are in turn accepted by myself. And together we experience this healing and this joining of coming together. Okay? And this is the healing in and of itself. So it's saying here, to give is how we recognize that we have received. So when we share these truths with others, we recognize, hey, I do know that. And then it allows us to feel more conviction and the sense of certainty within us. And so that the laws of this world are under the mind frame that in order to have something, we have to keep it. And that's why we must protect it and keep it safe and keep it from harm's way. Right? But then if we remember that we are here to live under the laws of God, then these laws teach you otherwise. That to have anything, you must give it all. Everything. Thought, word, and deed. Give it all. And whatever it is that we give, we receive back unto the self. And therefore it is imperative to ensure that the gifts that we are giving hold the vibration, the energy, and the intent of love. And if it holds this feeling and this love and this intent of love, then we are giving purely divine. And we recognize this as we give these gifts, and they are received by our brothers. And then we receive just the same. So it's this mutual relationship. It's this mutual understanding that we are one. It says, you understand that you are healed when you give healing. Exactly. That's what I was just saying. And that's how I've healed so much, is because I've worked with hundreds of people. And these people have come into my experience and trusted me. And therefore, in this experience of trusting me, I was able to trust myself and receive these miraculous healings as I was supposedly giving them to other people. You know, it happens both ways together with one another. It says here, you accept forgiveness as accomplished in yourself when you forgive. You recognize your brother as yourself, and thus do you perceive that you are whole. There is no miracle you cannot give, for all are given you. Receive them now by opening the storehouse of your mind where they are laid and giving them away. So this is saying again, like we opened up in prayer this morning, that as we accept this for ourselves, we may give it. And that in the giving we recognize that we have received. And that there is no miracle that we cannot give to a brother. We also do not choose what miracles that they are. And we don't not choose when a miracle is given. But in fact, we can always be an open vessel for that miracle to occur. Okay? There is no difference in the order of difficulties in miracles, as they are all the same. And we can welcome that miracle unto ourselves. And what the true miracle is when we look at these fearful thoughts and beliefs and, programs that we've accepted into our mind from the past, when we look at them, we render them useless. We get to a point that we render them useless. And when we recognize that we have no use for these beliefs and these thoughts anymore, is when we turn it over to the divine, when we turn it over to Jesus. And in that moment, we are given the absolute opposite way of viewing this experience and viewing ourselves. And what that opposite way is forgiveness. That we recognize that those experiences that we had in the past, where we felt hurt and attacked and ridiculed, or we had done that to another brother, we recognize that those actions were had by the mind that is separate from God. And therefore, like Jesus says, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. And when we recognize within ourselves that we are completely forgiven for the mistakes in which we have done in this lifetime and past lifetimes, then we welcome this forgiveness. And what this forgiveness does is it allows us to see past these illusory thoughts of mind to the light within ourselves. And this light purifies and shines through all darkness, through all illusions, through all hate, anger, and fear, and allows only love to remain. That is the true gift of forgiveness. Forgiveness is a tool that we can use in this world to purify our separate mind and to join our mind with our Creator and with our brothers and sisters ultimately. Right? There is no miracle you cannot give, for all are given you. We have absolutely everything we could possibly need within ourselves already. Okay? We are joined with the infinite, with the eternal, and that is within us right here, right now. And within this time-space continuum, you better believe that we can have the experience of eternity within ourselves. And when we know that beyond a shadow of a doubt, what we desire more than anything is to know ourselves and know the truth of us as love, then we can accept that and purify all darkened thoughts within our mind and then share what we have learned with others. And this is how we are giving the miracles that we have received within our own minds. Okay? It says, Christ's vision is a miracle. Yes, I was talking about this to a beautiful soul sister friend on Skype earlier, that Christ's vision is something that we can learn. We can learn how to see through the eyes of divinity. And therefore, as we do that, we are seeing past the body, the judgments that we might have, the thoughts that they might have on themselves, and we see past that to the light in them. We see past that to the love in them. We see past that to the Christ in them. And when we can hold only Christ in our mind and see only that in our brothers, we know that we are healed. Because no longer are we seeing like we did in the past, which is the judgments and the criticism and the, oh, you should be different, oh, you could do it this way, oh. All that stuff is gone. And all you see is perfect, perfect love. It says, it comes from far beyond itself, for it reflects eternal love and the rebirth of love which never died, but has been kept obscure. Christ's vision pictures heaven, for it sees a world so like to heaven that what God created perfect can be mirrored there. So this is saying here that we can bring heaven on earth, as that is what God wills for us. We can bring forward heaven on earth through us, but we must accept it through ourselves first. It's saying here, the darkened glass the world presents can show but twisted images and broken parts. The real world pictures heaven's innocence. So right now, the world is seemingly separate: war, chaos, sin. This is just an illusion. This is just darkened glass that can be purified with light. We must accept the opposite from what we've been believing in the past. We must accept the opposite from what we've been thinking in the past. And as we do so, we accept the truth from Christ himself to us so that we may see it differently. And as we see through the eyes of Christ instead of the eyes of this physical body, we are seeing truly. We are seeing true reality instead of an illusion of it. And therefore, we can paint this picture that is in our mind of Christ's vision onto this landscape of this world and bring forward heaven and its innocence here through us embracing our own innocence within ourselves.